Hi Aquarius, welcome. I'm going to be doing your second tarot reading. Hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. It's been about 2 weeks since I did the last reading. There's a lot going on, but besides all of that, I was feeling like the energies were there wasn't much of a difference from week to week. For me as the reader, even though the stories came out a little bit different. So this is kind of just for me to see if it's much of a difference. If you guys would like me to continue to do them weekly, let me know in the comments below. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It's a free way that you can help me out. Give me feedback and please subscribe. I'm out of breath for some reason. I just finished up the Capricorn reading, and it's so funny because to me it felt like, even though it's been 2 weeks, it's kind of the same energy. And I mean, I guess it makes sense because in life, you know, as you go day to day, week to week, much doesn't change. But in the course of the year, when you look back, a lot has changed. But it's not like, most of the time, it's not huge, sudden, like every week. It's not like a life-changing week. You know what I mean? The energies can kind of linger around for a while, and you know, I'm learning along with you guys as I go. You know, so anyway, let's get to it. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 more shuffles for Aquarius. 1, 2, 3. Where are you guys from? Because where I'm from, cold. Like, I'm cold. Every time my husband walks in here, he's like, oh my god, it's so hot, but I'm freezing. Let's see, Aquarius. Oh. Now, Aquarius, this is interesting. This reading can be for you. I can be talking to you. I could be talking to the person who's dealing with you from their perspective, or I could be talking to you about a person that you're dealing with, okay? Pick your position, take what resonates, what doesn't resonate. It's not for you, it's for somebody else. You can also watch for a fuller, more in-depth reading about what's going on. You can watch your sun, your rising, and your moon. And that can give you more details about a situation, okay? If you do not know what that is, Google it. You do need to know your exact time of birth to get an accurate rising sign. So if you don't know that, you can just do your sun and moon. And I mean, figure it out. Find out. That's what I had to do. I had to send away for my birth certificate with my actual time of birth on it. Like, you had to request that to be on there. Anyway, I'm rambling on. Let's get into the reading, Aquarius. Okay, I'm getting this energy. Either you, Aquarius, or the person you're dealing with is looking like reflecting, looking into something from the past, something that they feel bound to, or something that still affects them very much mentally. Okay, and our thoughts control how we feel. And if we notice we are feeling negatively, it's usually because we're thinking negatively about something. So even though it may be like mentally they're thinking about it a lot, it is affecting them on an emotional level. And I'm feeling like the energy is, excuse me, how I was doing when I started this reading, where I'm just kind of like trying to avoid the subject, or don't want to talk about it, or you know, deflecting the attention from something. I'm feeling like that is kind of what's going on, like it's being ignored. But you could be dealing with a Leo or an Aries. There's something here about somebody feels very much that somebody is like the light of their life. Or you could just be in a place of where you're really happy with like the cycle of your life. You know, you could be satisfied with your routine, or you're feeling like you're really in a place right now where everything is coming together, or you've worked really hard, and like if you need something, you know you can get it. You're like financially stable. You're just feeling like when you think about it, okay, like when you think to yourself, it's so funny how I just said in the beginning of the reading, like when you reflect on a year, lots change, but day to day it doesn't seem like much. I'm feeling like when you think about like where you were a year from now, it's like, oh my gosh, two totally different situations or scenarios. Like your life has done a 180. And when you think about that and let yourself be in that energy for a minute, you feel really good about it. But you know, you are an air sign. You can just really be in your headspace a lot. I am getting that somebody here has worked really, really hard to be at this place. But there is this energy of like, it's like this too cool energy, or this like, oh, what was it? It just came in and out. It's like when you have your nose up in the air, that kind of energy. Like I'm feeling like Aquarius, aside from like your mental chatter, which is like, will that ever change? I mean, let's be honest. It's just a constant, it's just part of who you are. But I'm feeling like you really, when you think about like where you were a year ago, it's like you do feel really good about yourself. Like you do feel, excuse me, why do I always spit? You do feel like, oh my gosh, I've really come a long way. I've really accomplished a lot. And I'm feeling like this is like material accomplishments. Like you've worked really hard to have like material possessions, things that you want and need. Like you can get all the things you want, all the things you need, but that makes you feel good because you probably are coming from a place where that was always a struggle. But right now you're like, yeah, like, wow, it's all paid off. I worked really hard. I can sit up here on my throne, be all high and mighty with my nose in the air. I'm like, I earned this. It very much feels like an energy of like when you let yourself be king or queen, Aquarius, you do feel good. Like, yeah, wow, like I deserve this. I earned this. And now I'm getting like, last winter could have been like a cold, long, hard winter. Like for some reason I'm getting like Russia in my mind, like in winter time, where it like all bundled up and like it's really harsh and hard. You could have been coming from a place, you could have actually been that way. I'm getting like you could have been really a year ago, like really cold, really harsh, really closed off, really distant. Emotionally, I'm getting like emotionally shut down. But I feel like you've done a lot of inner work, or you've reflected a lot on this cycle I'm talking about, or because, you know, the end of the year is coming up and, you know, Aquarius season is coming up soon, and you guys are thinking about, you know, where you were last year, reflecting on like how much you've grown. Some of you may not even be recognizing like the person you are now. Like there could have been such a huge drastic change. I'm also getting that some of you could have really changed your perspective or the way that you view your partner of the opposite sex, or of the same sex, or your mother. There could have been something where you've just come to terms with like a situation with your mother. Now I'm getting your father too. You could have just really come to a place of acceptance with the situation with your father or your parents. But there's still this energy here, Aquarius, of like this strong sex drive, okay? I'm just feeling like, aside from all of this, like reflection, you're feeling good about this, you're feeling good about that, you know, you're having acceptance, you can get the things you want, the things that you need. I feel like you personally are in like a pretty good place as far as like looking in your life materially, physically, like this. You know, the mental stuff's still happening. You know, you just need to be mindful of that. There's something about your thought patterns that's kind of toxic sometimes, okay? it's like almost an energy of like you get on your own nerves. It's just that nagging, like, and you may only recognize it like when somebody's nagging you. Like you may have people in your life that nag you all the time. You're like, oh my God, this person's always nagging me. But I feel like if that's happening to you and you're in a dynamic where like you feel like you're being nagged all the time, it's literally just trying to get your attention to, so you can see that you do that to yourself on like autopilot. And like until you learn to stop doing that to yourself, nagging yourself or getting on your own nerves mentally, like that mental chatter, like it's always going to be reflected back to you in your environment. So maybe take notice of that and see if there's any difference with that, Aquarius. You may be really attracted to somebody who's in charge, or somebody in your life could be like taking charge of a situation and it's like really attractive to you. But there's definitely an energy of like disconnection here too, where maybe your partner is a very strong partner and they're very much focused like on the I energy of like and this can feel like to you sometimes like you're in it alone, or this like you may only see things as like everything that you do, you may only notice, but it's like you don't see all the things that the other person does. But when you're in that energy, it's like you're doing the same thing. How can I explain this without getting myself confused? So if you are frustrated and annoyed, this goes in with the nagging energy too. If you're frustrated and annoyed because you feel like your partner is only focused on the things that they need to get done, that thought in itself is exactly the same thing. Okay, so if you are just focused on, oh my gosh, they're just worried about what they need to get done, and I have to do this and I have to do this, you're actually doing the same thing, because you're just looking at everything that you've done to the point, and it almost feels like a little extreme, to the point of where like you can't even see what they do. Like you don't even know what they do entails, or the work that it takes, or the detail, like because you don't care about that. You only care about what you have to do and how heavy your burden may feel. You may not see the one that they carry. But aside from that, I feel like both energies, there is love there, and there's definitely a strong sexual attraction there. It's just that it feels like you, both energies are very much focused on being successful, and somebody may be actually holding back their sexual energy because they realize that when they contain it, they can kind of focus or channel that energy in a direction. Like, you know, that energy is power. Or you may be noticing that, like, you're more like, you have more of that aggression, more of that drive, more of that get up and go, more of that focus on work, more of that fire energy, when you're not, you know, putting your energy or giving your energy away to somebody else. Maybe you're connecting that, like, wow, I've had less time for this thing that I love, sex, for example, but I've been really successful. And maybe you're starting to realize, like, wow, it's giving you that extra, you know, because you know when you spread yourself too thin, or it's draining, you know? It's like you're always trying to what's the word? It's like refill that energy every time you empty it out. But I'm feeling like there may even be like the energy of like sexual frustration or whatever, but it's literally like I'm seeing it as like, I'm seeing this man who's like really sexually frustrated, and he's like really like not happy, okay? He's like he's not in a good mood, excuse me. But it's like that energy of keeping that energy, it's like really driving or pushing them to like get off their ass and get things done. That's just how I'm feeling. Or they're realizing that like by putting more of their energy and tension into making money has really like been successful. There's something about connecting, you know, like stacks you have in the bank to how much of your energy you've contained within yourself instead of leaking it out, okay? This could be all energy, emotional. Well, we know it's not mental. Maybe it is. Maybe you are trying to be mindful of it. But to me, like for an Aquarius, the mental energy can kind of feel like the devil energy for you guys, because like it's just like you don't know how to not be in the space of air. Like it's just who you are, you know, like you are who you are. And I mean, I love Aquarius, so I can't say anything, but I very much feel the frustration around Aquarius of like being in your head all the time. Like I feel that, I'm sensitive to that. So to me, it feels very much like, oh my God, why can't they just shut it off? I guess it's like telling me to shut off my sensitivity and my feelings. I get it, okay? I accept it. I'm accepting this. Anyway, I'm feeling like whatever it is, there's somebody who's really powerful here. Two people are really powerful here. I feel like maybe this is an energy of two people who've come from a place where they may have been mentally all over the place or not in a good place, emotionally all over the place or not in a good place. Even sexually, they could have been with other people, not in a good place. But I'm feeling like there's something about a cycle and like doing a 180 and like reflecting back and seeing that, wow, like we've really come a long way together. We've really come a long way. Now I'm getting like, look how powerful we are together. There's like a realization here of like, you may be a power couple, or you might be coupled with somebody where like independently, you're powerful people independently. But like when you come together, when you're together, you really can achieve and accomplish a lot. And like having the support of the other, really is like that extra drive to go that extra mile. Even if there are feelings of like the whole I, me thing of like feeling like you do the most, or there's something here that's like competitive. That's more of just like you both feel that same way about each other because you just like are so focused on you, but mad at the other person because you're perceiving them as focused on them, but you're actually the same way. So this is just like a reflection thing to me, or mirroring thing, where like if you sat down and talked to them individually, they would actually be saying the same thing about each other, because it's like they are just seeing it their way. This is two strong-headed people, strong, you know, that kind of energy of like two powerful people. So there, when that happens, there is going to be the energy of, you know, people butting heads or not seeing eye to eye, or like, you know, ego trips or whatever you want to call it, that kind of an energy. But I do feel like there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of sexual attraction here. This person, you know, you guys are really happy together. There's a mother-father energy here. You could actually be parents together. You could be parents together and not together, but you know that that bond is there, where like, even if it's a dynamic where like there's co-parenting and you're always fighting back and forth, you kind of do see eye to eye. You both kind of do want the same things. It's just that little tit for tat annoying stuff. But at the end of the day, like your vision or the things that like the way you want to raise your children, things like that is the same. Like you have that same energy. There's a lot of fire here. That's why I keep saying there's a lot of power. You could just be in your head about like, maybe even worried about the success of another partner, or you could just be thinking about like how proud you are of a partner because they're becoming so successful, or there could be a little anxiety and worry that like if someone becomes successful, like getting left behind. I'm gonna leave it there though, Aquarius. You guys can leave me feedback in the comments and let me know what's going on. This just got my attention. Sorry, I've never noticed that before. There could be something that you're preoccupied with something, and something kind of catches you off guard, like you didn't see it coming. I'm not feeling like this is a big deal, but for some of you, I'm feeling like there might be some like sneaky snake in the grass stuff that might happen, where just like something, it just kind of catches you off guard because you like didn't see it coming. It's not something you could have thought up in your head or, you know, been prepared for, because you know you like to kind of like worst case scenario everything. I'm feeling like this is something that like you didn't see coming. It kind of shocks you. And I'm feeling like you're going to get a little angry or pissed off about it, but it's not like, it's not going to last long. Like it's kind of like it catches you off guard. It happens. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It pisses you off, but it's not like this long lasting thing. It's kind of just shocking because you, Aquarius, weren't prepared for it. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there. Leave me feedback in the comments. Let me know if you guys want me to do weekly or if bi-weekly is more than enough. Please subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up. It's a way that you guys can help out my channel, and I will be seeing you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.